Hello everyone, welcome back. Now, this video is going to be a little bit different. We're not doing a Toronto Maple Leafs reaction about any games. We're just going to do quick thoughts about the Leafs in their first 15 games of the season so far. Let's start with number one. Number one, Austin Matthews. Rock Richard candidate, MVP. Matthews is showing he is responsible both ends of the ice. His takeaways at the attacking end, defensive end, doesn't matter. They're ridiculous. I think last game against Montreal, they said he was at 13 takeaways on the season already. He's getting low to support in the defensive zone. He's making just great decisions in his own end. He's back checking hard. He's playing all over the ice. On most nights, he's the one who travels the most out of any player on both teams because they track that now in the NHL. And he's playing well over 20 minutes a night in different situations, including taking face-offs and staying out there on the penalty kill. And of course, we can't forget, he's a pure goal scorer, isn't he? What was it? It was 8 goals in 8 straight games or something like that. Or he scored in 8 straight games. I think he has 11 goals in the season already. Plus, he's been a little bit of a setup man. He's got all the tools to be a league MVP. Number 2, Mitchell Marner. Retribution. Many were down on Marner after what he and others would call a subpar bubble playoffs. But if you watched any of these playoffs, you would know that the effort never goes away. Now and in the playoffs, his effort is always there. Marner worked hard every minute of every shift in the bubble, and it just didn't go his way at times. This season, even on nights where the puck is bobbling, or a shift or 3 don't go particularly well, Marner is full go. His effort can never come into question, and he has shown that the contract the Leafs gave him, that almost $11 million, in reality, it's worth it. The man plays like an $11 million player. I wouldn't even compare him to like Connor McDavid, because Connor McDavid should be making $15 million. But he is, and he's been playing like an $11 million player. Even if he does have an off night, and let's be honest, it's not often that he's going to have an off night, and even if he does, it's not likely all big four, Tavares, Marner, Nylander, and Matthews are all going to have an off night. Yes, okay, against Ottawa, they didn't play particularly well. I think Tavares played okay, but the other 3 not too well. Other than that night, Marner has been consistently spectacular this season for the Leafs. Now, I know most will compare his price tag to others, but it doesn't matter. He is with the Leafs. They paid him the money, and he's doing everything in his power to live up to it. He's got 20-plus points this year. His point streak ended, right? The other game? Against Montreal, I think, when it was the first. Holl scored, Dermott scored, and Mikheyev scored. But then last game, even in the loss, he scored. Puck was bobbling that night. He was mishandling it a bit, but he worked his butt off. Overall, I love what he brings to the Leafs. I love what he's doing this season, and I especially like how he's shooting more. It really adds to his arsenal. Number 3, John Tavares. Now, is he underrated? So that's the point. Is John Tavares underrated? Now, Tavares got the contract. He came home, and he put up 47 goals. Next season, though not as good. But he was still on pace for 34 goals over 82 games. Yeah, a slip in production. I guess a down year, but Tavares brings it day in and day out. He does all the little things right. He is a heart and soul player who battles like no other. The man exudes everything it means to be a Maple Leaf. He is everything a Maple Leaf should be, and as a fan, I've seen it even more this year, even without, I guess, the big-time goals. Even when the goals aren't there, it is everything else Tavares brings that helps the Leafs. Defensively, supporting the D and the play. Offensively, doing his own little Zach Hyman and digging the puck out and making a nice pass that eventually leads to a goal. From being that screen in front of the net on the opposing tendy, John Tavares works his ass off every night. Some nights he puts up no points. Other nights it's 3 assists or a couple goals. But every night is the exact same thing from John Tavares. Hard work. The guy can do it all and is such a threat for any team that he plays against in any situation. This is even with playing lower minutes this year, as Matthews and Marner's their minutes rise. I do want to make a quick note though. If people are saying he's having a down year, the man has 14 points in 15 games. And he got no points the last game. He was a point per game this season. The man does not stop, and he won't stop. Keep on bringing it. Is John Tavares underrated? To a few, not to me. Number 4, sign Zach Hyman now. What can I say about Zach Hyman that hasn't already been said by me, by others? He's the workhorse, the raging bull. Some may say he's the heart of the team. The Leafs need a big penalty kill. Zach Hyman's out there. They need a guy to go crash and bang and cause havoc for 40 seconds in the opponent's end. Zach Hyman's out there. Zach Hyman is the NHL's third point man. Like Tavares, you know, he's a dog, isn't he? He's a dog after a treat. He wants that bone. He's ruthless, and it benefits every member of the Maple Leafs on the ice with him, the Leafs that go on the ice after him, the Leafs in the press box, the coaching staff, the Leafs fans at home. Zach Hyman is the definition of effort and determination. What he brings to the Leafs cannot, and I repeat, cannot be matched. He has a pure love for the game, and he works his butt off every chance he gets on that ice. Zach Hyman is at a discount for the Maple Leafs for what he brings. The guy can fetch, I would say, easily $4 million in free agency. Heck, who knows? With what he does, he might even fetch even more. The Leafs need to sign Zach Hyman. Sign the 5-year deal, 6, heck, I don't care what it is. Just make this man a Leaf for the remainder of his career. I love what he is. I love what he does. Zach Hyman is what every Toronto Maple Leaf should strive to be. Sign the man. Number 5, the story of Justin Holl. So Justin Holl was drafted in the second round, number 54 overall, by the Chicago Blackhawks, and didn't become a full-time NHLer until the 2019-2020 season, where he came into light for casual folk. For others, he was already a steady AHL defenseman that had bottom NHL pairing potential. Some might have seen more, but I saw him as a replacement option in the NHL, or even a bottom 6 for a sad-looking Leafs D-corps. And I will admit, I was wrong about Justin Holl. He is no Martin Marincin, I'll tell you. He is so much more. He is reliable. He's a big-bodied 6'3" defenseman, maybe even bigger, who can skate and jump into the rush, who is defensively sound, plays a shutdown role against any and all competition, can actually make breakout passes to the actual players. And as we saw against Carey Price and the Montreal Canadiens, the man can shoot. So Holl started his journey to the NHL by playing 4 years in the NCAA, then goes to the ECHL for the 2014-15 season with the Indy Fuel, follows that up with 3 solid seasons in the AHL with the Marlies, with little peaks at the NHL with the Leafs, plus he gets 11 games in 2018-2019. And you know what? When he gets to the NHL, who does Babcock put him with? Oceanov, people. This was the opportunity he got. And then in 2019-2020, he absolutely explodes. He makes the Leafs again. He plays with Jake Muzzin. It's a contract worth $2 million per year, which at the time I was shocked at, but I wasn't upset because he was playing well. However, after he signs the contract, he goes on a bit of a downswing, but again, still a solid NHL defenseman. Yeah, he then has, that one bad line change against the Columbus Blue Jackets in the bubble playoffs that left poor Martin Marincin all alone, being a pylon. And yeah, it had people, some, not all, questioning him. Me anyway. But that, I blame myself. I took that one bad change, that one bad decision, and basically ignored all of the facts right before my eyes. I actually ignored everything he did right before my eyes. You can't just choose one bad play and make that what the guy is. Because in reality, Justin Holl is great. He's a steady defenseman. And he has proven that this year. The guy plays against top forwards with Muzzin and makes one of the premier shutdown pairings in the NHL. Yeah, I said it. Premier shutdown pairings in the NHL. The guy is jumping in the rush. He's creating chances. If you saw Nylander's post the other game, that was Justin Holl who was up there, got the puck and fed it over to him. He's patient with the puck in the defensive zone, in the offensive zone. He's making simple yet terrifically timed passes, and the choices he's making. Just see his patience in his slap shot goal against Price over the blocker. He could have shot it earlier, but he took it. He saw the open lane, took his shot. The guy has now flipped the script on doubters, me included. $2 million till 2022, 2023. Steal. Well played, Justin Holl. It just shows persistence, resilience, and desire go a long way. Well done, Justin Holl. I am glad you are a Toronto Maple Leaf. Heck, some people are even saying Norris consideration. Keep it up. Number 6, the injuries. Nick Robertson, Joe Thornton, Travis Dermott, Wayne Simmons, Jack Campbell, probably a few others. Austin Matthews had a day off in there. Those pesky injuries, I tell you. Robertson, he destroys his knee along the boards in his first game of the season after looking fast and determined in the game. Heck, the kid missed winning gold with USA at the World Juniors for this opportunity. It's heartbreaking. However, good news, he is back on the ice, so positive days ahead. And it's just what the Leafs need. Thornton, he breaks a rib or cracks a rib on a check. Now, he looked good with Matthews and Marner, but I think in reality, this injury may have been a blessing in disguise for the Leafs, as Zach Hyman has been so impactful with the big two. This doesn't mean Thornton won't be back with Matthews and Marner, but I do think that this allows for Keefe to tinker with him and Hyman a little bit more. Dermott, he gets that leg injury, which I guess in turn helped him rest. It allowed Lettinen to get some key game time in. Lettinen also got to show that he can play in this league and contribute. What does Travis Dermott do when he comes back? Scores a beautiful goal on Carey Price, and he's played some great hockey. What a steal that boy's contract is, I tell you. Now, I know the Leafs may lose him in the expansion. If not him, probably Jack Campbell. But damn, if that happens, I'll be upset. I'll be gutted. I love what Dermott brings on and off the ice. He is such a great person to have on the team and in the organization. Let's hope the Leafs can keep him somehow. Then we have Wayne Simmons. After a slow start, the Wayne train was in full effect, full steam ahead before the injury. He ended up on the second line with Tavares and Nylander. He was scoring goals. He was laying hits. He was kicking ass, fighting, playing some solid cycle hockey. He was playing great. And then after that 2-goal performance, 5 minutes to go in the game, he gets hit on the hand off a point shot. I thought, all right, that's just a stinger. 5 minutes to go. Let him rest. Then the following day, the news came through. 6 weeks. I think it was 6 weeks. Broken wrist. How? The train is derailed. Well, let's just say it's getting a refurbishment. Because once he is healthy, it is all but guaranteed he will be coming back, guns a-blazing. Wayne will be back in full force. And lastly, Jack Campbell. This is a big hit. The man, he played great, but the Flames did a number on him. He was playing great hockey. Some even considered him taking Freddie's job. If anything, he could take a lot of the load off of him, like Allen has done for Price this season. I know I was just looking forward to having a backup in the net when they play, capable of winning games just like Freddie Anderson was, or is. Alas, the injury bug got him, and he's working his way back to the Leafs, and hopefully he's back sooner rather than later. For now, Jack, I wish you a speedy recovery. And for Freddie, well, you got this, man. Heavy workload now, but a bit of rest in the distant future, but not too distant future. And then you'll be rested come playoffs. Number 7, The revolving taxi squad doors. Now the taxi squad, and I guess the fourth line, and sometimes part of the third line. Heck, power play, defense corps, penalty kill. Wait, now even the backup goalie. Wow, the taxi squad is a great addition this season, and Leafs have used it tremendously, mainly for the fourth line. The Leafs have gotten everyone opportunities to show they can play and be impactful when they get the opportunity to play. Every night, that line is generating chances and playing some great team hockey. Pan, Spezza, Engvall, Barabana, Boyd, everyone who gets in there, everyone who gets in the Leafs lineup, they have something to prove, and they are doing it every single time. Still waiting on that Barabanov goal though. But I like how he gets in there on the play, he hits, even if he's only playing 6 minutes a night, he's doing his thing. Everyone else, it's been lovely. The Leafs, they'll continue to tinker, and the players will see different line mates, different combinations, but the goal is and always will be the same. Play hard, play smart, and good things will happen, and they have. Now that Spezza, Boyd, Patan line, that's been seen the most consistent lately. But if I'm a fan, if one night they get split up, I'm completely good with it, because this taxi squad means business, and they've proven that they're going to make it work no matter what. Now, if only Sandin could, get in there more. I know it's hard trying with the 7D thing and getting time. I think he will find a way in. Through injury or rest for some players, Sandin will get in there somehow, sometime. Heck, he even got a point in the last game he played in that limited amount of time. This goes for Lettinen as well. He's playing a lot more. He's getting his points. But, well, let's just get more on that as we lead into number 8. On to number 8, the defense. This will be quick. The Leafs have become a good defensive team. Yes, sometimes they get hemmed in their own zone, but what team doesn't? What is different this year is the Leafs are more structured. There's less running around and losing position. They can get control of the puck and make the smart, simple, short outlet pass. Sure, there's some turnovers, but that's hockey. A lost coverage here and there, it happens. The majority of the 15 games, the Leafs have been solid. Heck, 8 of the 9 games when leading, going into the third period, 8 of 9 due to the last game against Montreal. So when they're leading into the third, the Leafs have held on to the win. They have had less than 35 shots for a large number of times, a large number of games. They're limiting the high scoring chances, and they're contributing offensively as well. Muslin had like 3 points the other night. Riley, Brody look good, and Brody has found steady footing in Toronto now. Muslin and Holl are core pieces to this team. Bogosian is Bogosian, and with limited minutes and managing his situations, he's looked solid for what he brings. Dermott is a steal at $700K, like I said previously. Lettinen has slowly found his game and begun contributing and has adjusted nicely, and I expect to see more of him. I'm a fan. And Sandin, he's the future. This year for Sandin, it's a big learning year and showing when he gets in the lineup that he can play and play well. 2021, 2022, you'll see a big shift. It's my prediction. And Sandin will play a prominent role. I can feel it. Overall, the Leafs went from a terrible defense to a mediocre defense, and now to what they're doing now. They're great. They're doing really well. It's wonderful to see. Number 9, goaltending. Let's just get straight to the point for these. Campbell's hurt, but he looked sharp when he played. He's definitely a 1A and can take extra games so Freddie can rest. Arundel, waivers. Damn waivers. Michael Hutchinson, well, I guess welcome back. Not sure if you'll see ice, much ice anyway. Heck, might not see any ice at all. Leafs, they'll ride this next guy until Campbell is back most likely. And that's Freddie Anderson. A rough start. Some thought Campbell would take the reins, but Freddie is a slow starter. Luckily, this year he quickly found his rhythm. He found his net. He has played like the Freddie Anderson the Leafs need to compete this year and be a top team in the division. Anderson's numbers continue to improve game to game, but going beyond the numbers, I guess sure, yeah, you can look at his save percentage and high scoring chances, which is quite low, but 5v5, it's high, 930 or so maybe, I don't know. This one, This one is a testament to the Leafs' focus on defense, but it shows that Freddie is making saves needed to win games. And you can see that. He's making the majority of the expected saves. From the eye test, soft goals, even if some do somehow squeak by, they're not happening as often, especially in these first 15 games. Eye test again, Freddie is more consistent. And basically, he's allowed the Leafs, or given the Leafs opportunities on many nights to either come out of a funk and score some goals or hold the lead. And when needed, there's always a big save on the horizon for Freddie Anderson. Remember the other game, he came across on a 2-on-1, had glove there, makes a nice save. The Leafs goaltending went from nice to, oh shit, what are they going to do? But Freddie, he said no problem. He said no problem to that. He's put on the cape, he's put on the captain's hat. Captain Batcape, I don't know, he's basically Batman. He's leading the Justice League now, he's leading the Leafs. He's protected the crease with precision and poise. And now, just wait till Jack Campbell comes back, and you have Campbell and Anderson reunited, them back together, the 1-2 punch. Doesn't matter who plays net for the Leafs, they're gonna get good goaltending. Lastly, number 10, top of the division. The Leafs have the division as we speak. The loss against Montreal wasn't ideal, but going 11-3-1 in the first 15 games is. The Leafs have had some great battles against Edmonton and Montreal, and that one bad game where they lost against Ottawa. But hey, so have the Habs. The Leafs look poised to make the playoffs again this year and be at least a top 2 team in the division. Preseason, I picked the Leafs to take the division, and I will stick to that here. The Leafs are solid from top to bottom, and Freddie Anderson has found his game. With injuries piling up throughout the first 15 games, the Leafs' depth has shown that they can do it. It shines through. Their top players have played as they should, as superstars, and I don't expect anything less. Thornton and Robertson are back on the ice, and hopefully Simmons and Campbell aren't too far behind them in the next few weeks or so. Leafs have given us hope in Leafs Nation, and let's see how it continues through the next 15 games. 11-3-1. Top of the North. We are the North. Toronto's got it. Let me know what you think of the Leafs so far this season. There are many other things I could talk about, from their power play setup, their PK, the high slot setup that they have in the offensive zone, you name it. There's so much to uncover, so much to discuss in Leafs fandom. Let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you again for listening, for watching, subscribing if you did. Thank you for browsing the channel. Thanks for watching this video. All the best for everyone as we continue into 2021. Go Leafs, go.